Thank you. My brothers and sisters, they said we will cancel out on Linden. They said we'll cancel out on Region 10. They made a mistake. They're talking to the wrong party, because we do not cancel out on the people of this country. If they want to talk about cancel out, they must speak about how they cancel out on the promises they made to you, the people of this country. Our General Secretary and every single speaker could have stood up here this afternoon and account for the stewardship of the PPPC in government for Region 10, because we delivered to the people of Region 10, and we can stand up to our record. Why is it this government cannot stand up to its promises and the record that they would have had in government over the last 5 years? It is time we hold them accountable. It is time we let them answer for their stewardship in government. And my brothers and sisters, that time will come on March the 2nd when you will mark them. And in marking them, you will mark them with an X in the box next to the cup and return the PPPC to government. My brothers and sisters, this afternoon, I want to have a conversation with Region 10. I want to talk to you about your future. I want to talk to you about our plans, our hope, our aspirations for you, the people of Region 10. I want you to understand that in the People's Progressive Party Civic, we have a plan that will take you to prosperity. We have a plan that will ensure you benefit from the development pie of our country. You will recall that we left much in 2015. But today I want us to examine the issues facing us, and even those who don't support us. I want you to spend a few moments with us and to examine honestly, examine the issues facing your life, examine the issues facing your families, examine the issues facing your communities. And I want to ask you to evaluate your own life. And I want you to answer a few questions. And let these questions and these answers to the question be based on honesty to your conscience. Is your life better off today than 2015? Is your community better off today than 2015? Has this government added a single new house lot to Region 10? Have they added a single new health center? Have they added a single new scholarship program for the people of Region 10? Yet they claim to love you so much. Let us be clear that since 2015, Region 10 stood still. And all I want us to do is to be true to our conscience. Let us put aside the propaganda of the AP and UAFC, and let us examine the facts. Let us examine reality, and let us answer clearly, how is life today? Do you have more money in your pockets today? How many new jobs were created? Instead, In this country, we lost 30,000 jobs in the last 5 years. They said they will double the Because We Care grant. Instead, they took away the $10,000 from your children. They removed that $10,000. But guess what? We are not only going to return it, but we are going to make it 50,000 per child. Has life improved? We are not only going to restore the 30,000 jobs that we have lost, but we are going to ensure that we create in this country 50,000 jobs that will put back people to work, that will bring back life in the economy of Region 10, that will create wealth and re-energize you, the people, and the community here in Region 10. My brothers and sisters, these questions has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with life, quality of life, standard of living. It has to do with your ability to live a decent, good life here in Guyana and Region 10. We have heard a lot about oil and gas. They come and this is the only thing they talk about. But have you received any training as yet to work in this sector? Have they brought to you a plan as to how Region 10 will benefit from oil and gas? Have they outlined to you a strategy of how your lives will be improved? No, because they don't have one. That's right. Their only strategy is a self-strategy. But today, I want to outline to you a clear strategy in our manifesto as to how oil and gas will work for you and every single citizen of our country. We have to ensure we invest in the human resources by giving you the necessary skills, by training you, by ensuring we equip the Technical Institute to function in the new economy and provide the training that is relevant to give you the job opportunity in the oil and gas sector and the new economy. We have to link the development of Region 10 with the holistic development of our country. We have some of the best operators, fitter machinists. In the strategy we have outlined in the PPP, we are going to ensure we build facilities that will equip you to be part of the future of this country, not only creating jobs, but making you entrepreneurs, ensuring that you can build companies that will benefit from the spin-off of the oil sector. We have to help you in the supply chain management. We have to build capacity. We have to outline the opportunities clearly to you. There must be clarity in how you will benefit so that you can prepare yourself, so that we can invest in a necessary infrastructure that will allow you to benefit from the sector. We have to give you the incentives, the tools, the equipment, the machinery, the training, the access to resources that will ensure you benefit from the sector. And here in Region 10, there will be many opportunities in the logistics sector. There will be opportunities in shipping, containerized traffic. We can create a hub facility here in Region 10 that will generate thousands of new jobs in new economic life bringing new wealth and a new wave of prosperity for the people of Region 10. You don't need to be fooled. You have the capacity to analyze plans, to understand plans. I ask you this evening to evaluate the plans and to make a decision on March the 2nd that is in the best interest of your family and your community. We have to ensure, as the General Secretary said, that the resources work to enhance the village economy, to enhance community life, to support development in the community, to give you greater access to microcredit, and to support other segments and sectors of the economy. And my brothers and sisters, they say in 2015, they would have given you access to new lands, that you would have gotten titles to farming lands. How many new titles were issued since 2015? Not a single one to the ordinary people. Have you seen any expansion in the agricultural sector? Are you self-sufficient in food production today in Region 10? Have you seen a plan to give you hope and to give the farmers hope? Let me, my brothers and sisters, outline to you a strategy for agriculture. A strategy that would reduce the cost of production, that would enhance yield, that would improve profitability, and one that would penetrate new markets and make farming and agriculture viable here in Region 10, viable in the Berbice River, and ensure that our farmers today can become prosperous on the lands they farm. To do this, we have to give you access to land. We have to give you proper infrastructure, farm to market access roads. We have to support you in getting markets. We have to support you with technical training, with financial help, with revolving fund, so that you can go to the farmlands. We have to help you with the tools and equipment that will make farming productive. And we have to link this to the issue of food security, not only for Region 10, but food security for the rest of CARICOM, because we have to build an agricultural base that will enjoy the benefits of accessing the food market in CARICOM. This is the approach that would ensure farming is sustainable, that would ensure farming is profitable, that would ensure that farming works for the farmer and the people. And we have to be able to link this to every single aspect of economic life and development in our country. Yes, whilst we do this, we have to fix the mess. The mess in forestry, the mess in mining, over communities and the people of Region 10. We ensured that there was a fair and equitable distribution and access to state forest lands. We provided direct support through microcredit. Equipment was provided. the communities, including tractors, GPS, and don't forget that right here in Linden, we built a kiln dry facility to help the loggers, to ensure we move to value added. This is the legacy of the People's Progressive Party Civic. Don't forget too, it is during this period that we set up 4 new stations in Soesdijk, in Linden, in Kwakwani, and Hururu. My brothers and sisters, what has happened today? 5 years later, the markets have dried up. The investments have dried up. The support has dried up. The infrastructure to help the community forestry organization is no longer there. But on March the 2nd, we are going to return the health of the forestry sector by returning the PPP to government. We are going to ensure, as we rebuild the forestry sector and bring back vibrancy, that jobs are created, profitability, bring back investment, and ensure it is done in a sustainable manner. It was heart-wrenching to visit Ichuni that supported this government almost completely, and those people had to walk with placards on their shoulders. My brother is there. My brother is there. They walk with placards on their shoulders asking for help to send their children to school. Asking for help to feed their children. These were people who 5 years ago were enjoying economic prosperity from a forestry sector that was working for them, that was delivering from them, for them, that was creating wealth for these communities. So here, on March the 2nd, Ichuni, Kwakwani, Linden, Barbis River, we are not only going to return the help to those community forestry organizations, we are not only going to return the tags, but we're going to give you back the support with equipment, training, land, resources. We are going to put you back to work. We're going to put back the forestry sector on its feet again. We're going to give incentives to bring back investment, to create expansion. We're going to promote new species. We're going to support the private sector to enhance their role and development in the expansion of the sector. And we're going to promote and enhance the value chain. We are going to ensure that the forestry sector deliver to you and your community once again. So when you vote on March the 2nd, you are voting to return the forestry sector and the 10,000 jobs that we lost in this sector directly and indirectly right here in Region 10. My brothers and sisters, this has nothing to do about race and politics. How can they claim to love you? How can they claim to care about you when they sent home directly and indirectly 10,000 of you in the forestry sector alone? When they took bread out of the mouth of 10,000, and even those who don't work directly in the forestry sector, remember, it is when forestry does well that you do well too. Whether it's the cook shop, whether it's the vendor in the market, it is linked. Once it does well, you do well too. This brings me to mining. How many jobs have we lost in mining? How many of our families today are worse off because of the onslaught of this government on the mining sector? They attack the mining sector as if they hate the mining sector. And this was a government that promised miners that everything will be all right. Well, let me say this. On March the 2nd, the miners today know who they can trust. They know who have their interests at their heart. And they know which government and political party would stand up for mining and the miners and bring back those jobs. And that is the PPP. And my brothers and sisters in Linden, how many of you today are suffering because of what is happening in the mining sector? Whether it's a vulcanizing shop or the little canter that transported goods and services, or the grocery stores, the grocery outlet that filled the trucks to take them in the interior. Yes, you suffer. Yes, you feel the pain. But I want to tell you this. It is time you do something about the suffering. It is time you do something about the pain. We must reject those who brought the suffering and the pain on you. We must reject the APNUAFC. I had the honor at 17 years old to walk Linden with our General Secretary, and I saw him sitting at night at the cook-up shop and enjoyed his cook-up on the road. He did not need to be surrounded by hundreds of police officers. What he needed was to be surrounded by the people so he can understand and feel the need of the people. That is why in 2006, the people rewarded him and the PPP Civic when for the first time they gave a seat to the People's Progressive Party Civic. And we are thankful for that. And for those who did not come out in 2015, we hold nothing against you. The only thing we ask of you today is to be true to your conscience now. We have an opportunity to correct the wrong. Let us return to the position we were in 2015 and create the wealth that would deliver to our children a better future. So for mining, we are not only going to remove the taxes, we're going to remove the obstacles, the bad policies. We're going to reverse VAT on equipment and machinery. We're going to revert to the 2% royalty. We're going to have a fairer system of allocating land. We're not going to have a Broomsley allocation. We're not going to have a Trotman formula allocation. We're going to have an allocation that is fair and transparent and that works in the interest of the people and miners. We're going to expand infrastructure. We plan on setting aside $2 billion annually to support hinterland and interior road networks. We're going to support community life and community development. We're going to protect the rights of communities, and we're going to balance the interests of mining and the people. We're going to establish, and this is important, we can't attack bauxite and investment in bauxite. What we have to do as a government is strike the right balance between workers' interests and private sector investment. We have to strike a balance that ensures workers' rights are protected and workers have a good benefit from the sector. But at the same time, the balance must ensure investment is protected and must ensure investment work in the interests of the sector. That is the difference between us and the AP and UAFC. We are not afraid to confront issues. We confront issues because we need to confront issues to bring benefit to you. And to our pensioners, you too do not have to worry, because we are working to ensure we can double your pension when we are returned to office. And let me say this, when we visited the Berbice River, the pensioners complain. They complain about how difficult it is to get to their pension. The transportation costs alone takes up half of their pension. We must fix this, and we will fix it when we elect the PPPC on March the 2nd. We are not only talking about the 50,000, increasing the Because We Care grant to 50,000. We are talking about having our children getting the right nutrition through a feeding program that would keep them in school and keep them healthy in school. That strategy must be linked to community development, where small-scale farming or whatever. The strategy is to ensure our children do not have to drop out of school because they don't have the nutrition and the food to keep them in school. The strategy we are talking about is one that would ensure no child in the Berbice River have to stay home because they don't have access to transportation to get to school, because they don't have access to secondary education. Our plan is to not stop until every single child have access to secondary education in Guyana, including the Berbice River. This is the vision, and this is how the resources, whether it's from oil and gas or the other economic activity, must be used. When we invest in ICT, it is not only to bring down the cost of data, but it's to ensure that the child in Berbice River is just like the child in Linden, and they can be connected to the internet with investment in the fiber optic cable. It's to ensure that data is affordable. It's to ensure that the teacher in every part of this country, the nurse, every single young person with aspiration must be able to fulfill that aspiration. You no longer have to travel to Georgetown, to UG. We are going to bring university education to your villages, to your communities, to your homes, with the ICT strategy that we'll implement. The strategy for education include delivering to you 20,000 new scholarships. And you know, it was this government that gave Guyana 1,000 new doctors, young doctors. Not the PPP civil government, eh? It is this government that reduced the number of young doctors from 1,000 to less than 700. But we will fix this. On March the 2nd, we'll fix this by giving 20,000 new scholarships to the people of our country. No one must be left behind. No community must be left behind. No group must be left behind. Our strategy is one for all and all for one. We are all for Guyana. The oil and gas must work for Guyana. As the brigadier said, Suriname got the bonus and we got the fireworks. We have to fix this. We have to fix the incompetence. We have to fix the discrimination. We have to fix the victimization. We have to fix the arrogance. We have to fix the thievery. We have to fix the systems to ensure that they too must benefit from it. The time for politics that separate us on geography and race is long gone. And one of the most complimentary things about the PPP today is the transformation of the party. Look at this crowd today. It is a reflection of Guyana. It is a reflection of who we are as Guyanese. Look at our stage. Look at our list. You will see the list reflect what Guyana is, what we stand for in the People's Progressive Party. So listen, my brothers and sisters who pull down the flags. If pulling down the flags bring comfort to you, you bring comfort to your family and community by voting for the People's Progressive Party Civic. Do you see any of the APNU AFC leaders climbing a pole to hit a flag down? Do you see them dragging a cup? Don't let them use you. Don't let any political party use you. Those days are long gone. You have the capacity to analyze for yourself. We have outlined to you a clear strategy. A strategy that is a winning strategy. When we built the hospital, that was not the end of it. We were supposed to continue to expand the services at that hospital so that we could have afforded you all the facilities that Georgetown would have given you right here in Region 10. Today, we have gone backwards, but on March the 2nd, we will ensure that the healthcare system is rebuilt and it works in the interest of the people. We have to ensure that whether you live in the Berbice River, you must not be denied health services. We have to build the capacity to ensure you too benefit from those services. It is this type of transformation that the revenue from oil and gas, it is this type of transformation that the revenue from our economy must be used. The General Secretary told you about the $25 billion that is gone from the gold reserve. The more than $88 billion that they collected in taxes. Where has the money gone? Life is worse off today. Let us think, comrades. Let us think, my brothers and sisters. The future confronts us, and it can bring great prosperity for all of us. But that prosperity can only be achieved if we have leaders, if we have a government that understand the developmental process, that understand what the priorities of expenditure should be. You can't take away $10,000 from the children and put it in dietary in government. You can't take away from the children and hire jets to fly around the place. The priorities of the government must be right. The priorities, first and foremost, must be the advancement of the welfare of the people of our country. So, as we invest in tourism, ICT, the knowledge economy, education, health, agriculture, mining, forestry, we are doing so with one goal, and that is to create a vibrant, long-lasting economy that will deliver to the people of our country. You see, we are not confined only about oil and gas. It was the PPP Civic that rode the worst financial crisis and came out with positive growth and positive development. It is this government, it is the PPP government that took a debt-ridden, bankrupt country and returned it to vibrancy. And it did not just happen just like that. It happened by a commitment to what was good for Guyana. We are not here to ask you to vote for what is good for the PPP. We are outlining to you a clear strategy as to what is good for the people of our country. And that is what you must support. What is good for the people of the country. And by doing so, you will elect the People's Progressive Party Civic to government. So as we move forward, my brothers and sisters, let us do so in unity. Let us do so in purpose. Let us do so with the interests of our people, our brothers and sisters, and the interests of all Guyana at heart by voting for the People's Progressive Party Civic on March the 2nd. God bless you. We love you. Onward to victory.